prison that makes you sleep standing up. A prison where the only way out is in a coffin. And a prison that locks you in a cage 24/7. Those are just a few of the highest security prisons I gotta show you. From Supermax all the way down to extreme luxury at level 1. Yeah, and I know that sounds crazy, but this place is located on a private island. I'm talking sea view houses, cycling routes, and even its very own members-only beach. Sounds like a pretty sweet vacation spot if you ask me. Only the entrance fee here is committing a crime. See, this is Bastoy, Norway's most laid-back prison lockup with 100 inmates, barely any guards, and the freedom to do anything you want. Because these guys aren't just serving time, they're taking 5-star cooking classes, painting, and even laying down tracks in their own private recording studio. Jesus! This is
Those who know Camp 14, I don't know what that is. What is this? Is it just to change their lives, bro? Is this like a new project?
Prison? It's a damn summer camp for criminals. And the inmates here aren't just some dudes who forgot to file their taxes either. Because Bastoy holds dangerous criminals too.
Prison for murder.
Yeah.
You killed somebody.
Yeah.
I can't help but notice that right behind you are a whole bunch of very sharp knives.
Yeah. Yes.
Nobody here is worried about that, or?
No. No.
Should I be worried about that?
No.
These prisoners are really out here living their best life. That's crazy. That was only level 1. With each additional level, security measures get more extreme, ending with the world's high security prison at level 100.
Yo, what's good, Game Master?
Level 10. Halden, on the other hand, might give off college campus vibes, but this is where Norway sends the absolute worst of the worst. Like, this prison's actually got fortified walls and patrolling guards. But even the country's highest security prison,
how have we gone from some camp to some like, yo, okay,
like luxury? Because instead of locking murderers in tiny cells and throwing away the key, Halden inmates live in big apartment-style condos.
This is home?
Yeah, this is home, yeah.
Karsten was convicted of killing a man in Brazil. This is his cell block with a full kitchen, big screen TV, laundry room. You have a key to your own cell.
Yeah, everybody has their own key.
And just like the story, you'll find cooking and music classes, and you can even launch your very own podcast from a state-of-the-art recording studio.
So it's a school, bro. Like, what is this?
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
I swear every one of their mothers got one these days. And with rising crime in the country, are we sure criminals are purposely committing crimes just to get their asses thrown in here? Damn, that's not your average prison right there. And neither is Cebu in the Philippines, because inmates are forced to endure the same brutal routine every single day. You see, inside this maximum security prison, you'll find all kinds of criminals.
2/3 of the men here have been either convicted or accused of murder or violent drug crimes, and are considered to be amongst the most dangerous offenders in the Philippines. But
Bro.
What the hell is this place? Jesus, looks like a damn K-pop music video. And this routine is no joke, because 4 hours a day, rain or shine, convicted criminals are forced to bust down.
They're supposed to be murdered.
What the? Yo, where they find these prisons, bro? Man said criminals are just forced to dance to death, bro. What's happening? Yo. What?
Do we have to dance?
And the crazy part is, they're pretty damn good. I mean, their Michael Jackson routine racked up 60 million views.
What's my ethnicity? Chow, what does that actually mean? Do I like just say I'm black British, or do I say like black British, my family's from Uganda, and yeah.
It's on YouTube. Man, I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen anything like this before either. Because this might be one of the most feared prisons on Earth, but not for the reasons you'd expect. Let me explain. This is San Quentin. And yeah, it looks like an ordinary lockup, but don't judge a prison by its cover, because this place holds more death row inmates than any other in the US. I mean, to give you an idea of just how twisted these guys are, some of their crimes are so wild that kicking the bucket seems like the least crazy option.
I killed my cellie. That's the only way I was going to be able to get back into court, to do something like that.
Yeah.
You know, and stop them. Yeah. And now I got a good lawyer. Now I got an appeal.
I gotta be honest, that's a no for me, man. So as a result, prison isn't taking any chances, meaning anyone that enters is basically doing so at their own risk.
We have a no.
I'm gonna hop that out on Fortnite in a bit. We're bringing back Fortnite. Yo, I need to fall in love with Fortnite again. No, I realized something. Bro, I always watch other people play the game and they make the game look so fun. Why don't I enjoy it anymore? It don't make any sense.
The event that you're taken hostage while you're inside the prison, the state of California will not negotiate your release for an inmate's release.
Oh, damn!
And I'm still
That
waiting
isn't
for my
very nice at
Amazon
all.
refund.
Level 40.
All you need to potentially start trading profitably is a laptop, an internet connection, and 1 hour a day. If you have
But Madagascar's Antanamora
Alright,
is straight up
calm.
nasty, because this place is filthy as hell. I'm talking 4,000 prisoners locked up in a prison built for 800. And the living conditions are even worse than you'd expect. Like, say you wanted to have a shower.
Yeah, you're
well, if
dying,
you can
man.
afford the water, this is where you'll be taking care of business. The
No!
toilets are holes in the ground. And if that wasn't enough, everywhere you look is infested with rats. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they're serving up in the prison buffet. Ugh. But I think the worst part is, this is where you'll be sleeping. Without going into too much detail, let's just say personal space isn't a thing here. Because inmates have no other
hell
choice but
no.
to sleep side by side, shoulder to shoulder with one another. And the only chance you get to roll over is when the cell boss tells you to. That's just messed up.
Ew,
Some prisons that
nah,
take
that's
messed up to a
gay,
dangerous level. Because this one in Russia is literally torturing people. Yeah. This is CISO 1, a prison doing its best to make Antanamora look like a cakewalk. Because with each inmate getting barely half a square meter of room, let's just say life out here is rough. For one, they're locked up 23 hours a day, sweating in 95-degree
hell no,
heat,
man.
sharing sheets, and sleeping in
Nah, yo, I don't want to think like that, but just imagine like middle of the night, randomly the guy gets bricked, bro. Oh my G.
shifts, because there aren't enough beds. I mean, things get so ugly that some inmates go weeks without a shower. How is that even legal? Jesus, man. But as bad as that all sounds, it's not even the worst thing about this place. Cause, see what they had to chow down twice a day? Made me want to scoop my damn eyeballs out with a spoon. Imagine 80 dudes packed into a cell sharing a single toilet. Now that's a shitstorm waiting to happen. But later in this video, the food will be the least of the inmates' problems. Cause one prison has literal landmines surrounding the entire facility, while another forces the most violent rival gangs to live in the same cell. Yeah, I'll tell you guys all about that
It's all
soon.
fake, it's all
Level
fake.
60. But first, we gotta talk
Live
about
on certain
Bolivia's biggest
platforms,
problem, San Pedro. Cause this prison isn't even a prison. It's a whole goddamn city. See, behind these 18-foot high walls is a village so off limits, even the prison guards want no part of it. Yeah, once an inmate steps inside, it's every man for himself. I'm talking no security, cell assignments, or rules. This place has dangerous written all over it. In fact, San Pedro has the highest mortality rate of any prison out there, with an average of 4 deaths every month. And surprisingly, inmates love it here. Like, they're free to get jobs and make money, rent a house to live in. Hell, they can even start a family or live with their wife and kids in prison. Now, there's a lot of problems with this place, but there's one problem.
How does that even work? Like, do you bring people into the prison that you're making these families with, or like, are they already?
That takes the cake. One inmate got accused of not being subscribed to the channel. So subscribe or your ass will end up in here too. Ridiculous. But it's still not as crazy as the ADX Florence, because this prison is so secure, it even has escape artists losing their minds.
It has famously been called a cleaner version of hell.
Death is easier than life at the Federal Supermax.
Equipped with hundreds of motion detectors, laser beams, and over 1,400 bomb-resistant remote-controlled steel
laser
doors,
beams,
this
what?
place is built like a fortress. Yeah. See, this is America's only Supermax facility, where inmates are pretty much cut off from any kind of human interaction. Imagine permanent solitary confinement to the point where inmates can go days without seeing a single person.
Yo, what's
so
good,
if the
Ashley?
isolation alone doesn't break them, their 7 by 12-foot soundproof cells sure as hell will. Because here, every movement, every step, every sound, every last breath they take is under constant 24-hour
IEG, I'm amazing,
surveillance.
man. How are
Now,
you?
you're probably left wondering, who the hell are they keeping here? The
Nah,
boogeyman?
facts.
Well, I decided to do a little bit of digging, and I came across one very familiar name.
This just released footage of El
A
Chapo
predator.
shows the drug lord looking teary-eyed and in shock after he was flown to New York. He now faces a life sentence at Supermax prison in Colorado.
Yeah, not even little man's getting out of this one. Level 80. But getting into this prison is even harder, because only 15 people in the world are considered dangerous enough to earn themselves a spot. See, Guantanamo Bay isn't just any regular
Did my man just say 15 people in the whole prison? Nah.
prison. It's located on a U.S. naval base in Cuba. And let's just say human rights can get a little bit sticky here, if you know what I'm saying. But anyways, outside of the legal loopholes, watchtowers, and an insane amount of barbed wire,
I feel like I've heard
turns
that
out this
name
place has
before.
a few more tricks up its sleeve.
One of the other amenities available to the detainees is a library of books, magazines, and video games. The titles are all vetted for suitability before being allowed.
I think we do have the Twilight series.
Was that Madagascar?
The titles are all vetted for suitability before being
Oh, it is!
I think we do have the Twilight series. The book that we have the most in different languages would be the Harry Potter series.
Oh, and
man, I hate to watch Harry Potter again and like read
mines. Damn, how those dudes are screwed. But not as much as the inmates hopping out of this prison bus. Because while it might not look like it, this Supermax is every gang member's worst nightmare. See, once labeled the most dangerous
got them looking
country
like
in the
dogs,
world,
bro.
El Salvador had a murder rate of 103 for every 100,000 people. They needed to find a solution. So in 2022, the president unveiled CCOT, the world's largest, most high-tech prison and the country's super weapon against the war on gangs.
No. This is like Squid Game lobbies, bro. What is happening?
Has it all. 11-meter-high reinforced concrete walls, 19 watchtowers with heavily armed guards, electric fences.
I'm so confused though. Let's say them guards with the guns, like let's say someone just like randomly jumps out. What are they gonna do? Just start immediately shooting?
Wrapping around the entire facility. It even has no cell service.
This looks like a jailbreak set, bro. It looks like jailbreak literally based off this. It's like military and GTA
for
as
over
well.
a mile in any direction. Now with a prison like that,
yeah, they would die.
I don't know.
Bro.
They'd be locked up and that would be the end of it. But no, because every aspect of this place is meant to humiliate them. From being stripped down to their boxer shorts and having their heads shaved, to getting crammed into cells with 80 other inmates for all but 30 minutes a day. And that's not including one minor detail. Sharing the same overcrowded cells are two of the most violent rival gangs.
It's tense and uncomfortable. But here, officials say comfort isn't meant to exist.
There's no mattresses, there's no sheets. You've got a toilet over here for them to go to the bathroom. You've got this basin here that they use to bathe themselves. And then you can see there's a barrel.
Nah, this is genuinely mad, bro.
Of water that they can drink from. He says there's always somebody standing here in front of the cells. And then if you look up, there's another corridor.
Yo, it's crazy because people be having all of this. I be so mad when guys get me the wrong flavor of Pop-Tarts, bro.
With more security personnel.
But all right, we've seen a lot of high-security prisons so far. And yet, we've got one that tops them all. The most feared prison in the world at level 100. This is Black Dolphin, Russia's ultimate punishment, where 700 of the nation's most infamous criminals are locked away for good. Murderers, cannibals, and a few others so bad that I'm not even allowed to say them. Yeah. And with each inmate averaging 5 victims, you'll soon see why this place is dubbed Putin's personal hole into hell. You see, life inside Black Dolphin strips away every comfort of the outside world and replaces them with the harshest mental and physical challenges known to man. Imagine CCOT security on steroids in negative 50-degree weather, where every day alive is a struggle to survive. Forced to stand 16-hour days in cages, and blindfolded anytime they leave their cells. Yeah, that actually happened.
I ain't gonna lie. Wait, what? Okay, what we got? Nah, I'm not gonna lie. This. Wait, what is it? What even is this? This I'ma save for later. Someone's gonna have to remind me about the Lil Wayne album later. After this, I'm putting on
And
Fortnite,
sure,
bro.
living conditions have improved over the years, but there's a reason the only way out of here is in a coffin. Damn, now that's crazy. But look, it's not just prisons that claim lives, because the world has some deadly places too. From a cave that created the worst.
Nah, it's an ad. Nah, W video though. W video. And yeah, man.